Testing, 1, 2. Western Sydney, the place to be as always, and we're here for round 19 NPL men's.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Landon Stadium for this round 19 clash of the NPL New South Wales men's competition. As the players leave the field after their warm-up, the lineups are in and they look like this tonight. Firstly, the visiting side, Man United. In goals, number 1, Levi Kay. Number 2, Kieran Paul. Number 3, Zach Swillyboy. Number 4, Jesse Pires. Number 6, Saxon Hillier. Number 7, Peter Kakaris. Number 11, Connor Rose. Number 19, Alan Nganovich. Number 22, Blake Bamboshe. Number 29, William Falder. Number 45, Bilal Belkadi. 14, Stefan Bishop. Number 28, Lachlan Bishop. Number 31, Jay Coates. Number 39, Stefano Rosello. They're coached by Patrick Zvansvik. Now to your Blacktown City. They line up like this today in goals. Number 1, Tristan Prendergast. Number 5, Grant Lynch. Number 7, Travis Major. Number 8, Jack O'Brien. Number 10, Mario Chabau. The skipper tonight, Mario, is, as always. Number 11, Danny Troy. Number 12, Tyron Burney. Number 16, Ben Berry. Number 18, Nick O'Brien. Number 22, Jacob Beniti. Rounding out the starting 11. Number 23, Joey Gibbs. On the bench, number 3, Jaden Trankowski. Number 14, Mitchell Malia. Number 17, Money Fernandez. Number 19, Julian Rodriguez, reserve keeper. Number 20, Caden Henderson. They, of course, coached by Mark Crittenden. Blacktown City would like to thank the following corporate sponsors for the support and continued support of this great club in season 2024. Principal partner Walker, Landon Homes, Memento Hospitality, Sinorama Blacktown, Blacktown City Council, Retriever Towing, Blacktown Workers, Sets AV, Connex, MST Financial, Event Projects, Eagle Development, Bilo, Boys in the Box, not to forget, Dent Vision, Exotic Nurseries, Sydney Tile Gallery, Access Fire Protection, SWA 99.9 FM, Blacktown News, Alive 90.5, Western News, ASA Football, World Gym Prospect, MD Transport, AAA Tyre Factory, and Fowler Homes, ladies and gentlemen. Big thank you to our sponsors once again for supporting this great club in season 2024. This is our 71st year as a club. please welcome to Lehman Stadium, the old Blacktown City and Man United for this round 19 clash of the NPL New South Wales men's competition.
Good evening, everyone. Where would you rather be on a Wednesday night than at one of Western Sydney's most famous venues? We're all set for a midweek melee here in Seven Hills and a matchup which has seen famous games in recent times, Blacktown City versus Manly United. Eric Subihana here with the commentary from the stand here at Landon Stadium. These two teams, the participants in the most recent grand final back in 2022. By the way, just to confirm, we will have finals football back for 2024, so there is plenty to play for over the remainder of the NPL men's season. With Blacktown City changing it up with the white kits, even though they're the home side, Blacktown in white this evening, while Manly United in their traditional dark blue jerseys. Let's go through the two starting lineups. Firstly, for Blacktown City, in goal, number 1, Tristan Prendergast, then number 5, Grant Lynch. Number 7, Blacktown's all-time leading scorer, Travis Major. Then number 8, Jack O'Brien. Number 10, Mario Chabau, the captain. Number 11, Danny Choi. Number 12, Tyron Burney. Number 16, Ben Berry. Number 18, Nicholas O'Brien. Number 22, Philippines international Jacob Menidi, starting on Philippines Independence Day. How good? And number 23, Joey Gibbs. While for Manly United, in goal for them, number 1, Levi Kay. Then number 2, the captain, Kieran Paul. Number 3, Zach Villagoy. Number 4, Jesse Pires. Number 6, Saxon Hillier. Number 7, Peter Kakaris. Number 11, former Blacktown City player Connor Rose. Number 19, another former Blacktown City player, Alan Naganovich. Number 22, Blake Bumbashay. Number 29, William Calder. And number 45, Bilal Belkani. Shout out to the two head coaches. Blacktown City, as has been the case for the last 14 seasons, if memory serves me correctly, their men's first-grade team led by Mark Crittenden. And Manly United are coached by Patrick Svanswijk. What a player he was, by the way. So these two, the combatants in the 2022 grand final at Combank Stadium, but great occasion for this competition. That was Blacktown winning by 2-0. There was also a dramatic finals game earlier on that season where Alan Naganovich scored 2 incredibly late goals against his former club to win a game for Manly in the final series. And in the midweek game between these two teams earlier this season at Cromer Park in round 4, Harry McCarthy scored in the 86th minute. Manly thought they'd earned the 3 points, but Ruben Awaratifi equalised in the 90th minute to earn a 1-1 draw. So as there's the whistle and away we go. The whistle signaled by Jake Rose, by the way. We hope you stick around right to the end, because this is a matchup that tends to bring the late drama. As Bumbashay, early target for that pass. And it is played into the fence. Well, for Blacktown, it's a case of trying to get back to winning ways after defeat to Sutherland last time out. But this grand old club, one of the most famous names in Australian football, they're into the Australia Cup round of 32 yet again, courtesy of a 5-1 win over Interlions at Majors Bay Reserve last month. Blacktown trying to secure finals football. It's a top 6 finals series this year, and if they finish in the top half, it would be the 14th consecutive time they finished in the top half of the table. Can you believe that? What a job Mark Crittenden has done over the years. Now, Jack O'Brien, Blacktown's leading scorer with 15 goals for the league season. It's a real heated Golden Boot race between him and Rockdale star Alek Oraszewski. Blacktown fans will be hoping that Jack O'Brien can cook something up this evening and help the home side to 3 points. Well, for Manly United, a sticky spell earlier in the campaign, but they're one of the informed teams in the competition as Aganovich plays it back to Levi Kay, and then Kay goes across to Zach Villagoy. Manly United only 1 loss in their last 8 games. Wins in their last 2, both by a goal to nil.
The Wanderers Football Park, Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Central Coast Mariners 1.
There's Peter Kakaris, a man who has played for both Wanderers Academy and Central Coast Mariners Academy, with an early attack cutting inside as he likes to do from the left-hand side. And Mike should be good enough to pick up that voice. And if you do recognize that voice, I'm so glad for your support down the years, because, yes, that is Will the Adonis Gotsis with the ground announcing tonight for Blacktown. Yes, back to Manly's excellent recent form. Credit to Patrick Svansvik and all the coaching staff at Manly for turning it around. I think Jake Rose got in the way there, so that'll be a uncontested drop ball to Blacktown. But, yes, 1-0 wins at home for Manly United on the last two Friday nights, and perhaps the crowning result of their season so far coming on the weekend, a 1-0 win over Premiership-chasing RPL Leichhardt, courtesy of a goal from Connor Rose. So it's 4th place Blacktown against 9th place Manly United as Travis Major runs out wide. And is this a chance for Blacktown? It's a shot that's deflected wide, and we didn't have to wait too long. Only 3 minutes plus change for the first corner of the evening. It's 4th place Blacktown, 9th place Manly United. But as I said earlier, we're going to a 16 final series this year. Plenty to play for over the remaining 12 rounds. Now look, that 6-yard box is as crowded as my commute to work, so good luck for the keeper as it's partially headed away, and then a shot, and I think that was Kieran Paul heading it away, protecting his goalkeeper. Back into the middle it goes. And then that should be Belcardi to try and run it away for Manly. Connor Rose, strong enough to power past the attempted jersey tug. He doesn't get past that, but Connor Rose has won a free kick. Now, this is the midweek round, and yes, for those of you who are midweek football enthusiasts like myself, this is one of many games, I believe 7 games in the NPL Men's New South Wales competition being played this evening. So we'll try and take you around the grounds as the goals fly in. Because there was one game last night at the Illington Sports Centre, Sydney FC defeating Hills United by 3-1. And the kickoffs tonight ranging from 7 p.m. at Wanderers Football Park between the Wanderers and the Mariners Academies, and then the latest kickoff is the 8 p.m. kickoff at Illington Sports Centre between St George FC and Rockdale. Kakaris swings it in. Headed away by Maniti. So Spilligoy is the one to recover. Put in there from Grant Lynch, and now, well, it's a long-range effort from Jack O'Brien. That's not going to be the Sweet 16th for the season. Levi K pretty comfortable as he reels that one in. Now, Manly avoiding the direct pass, at least for now. Blacktown trying to squeeze the space, so it's the usual cat and mouse that we see in the NPL all across both the women's and men's leagues as the two teams try to establish their playing styles. Good first touch there. That settles it for Blacktown. Now Bernie, but he's stopped. Pires with a good tackle. Rose might be free through the middle. Pires finds him. There's an option to his right. Here's William Falder, and Falder gets the shot away. Prendergast can watch it go wide, but the reason it went wide is because it took a deflection, and now it's one corner apiece. While Peter Kakaris trots over and is patiently waiting for a match ball so we can resume play. As I mentioned, Blacktown making the Australia Cup round of 32. And shout out also to the other qualifiers, RPL Leichhardt, Rockdale Illington, and Northwest Sydney Spirit, who are back there, I believe, for the second time in 3 years. So well done to David Perkovich and all the good people down there at the Arctic Circle. Kakaris with the signal. Decent delivery towards Svilagoy. Back into the middle. And a turn, I think, from Aganovich. Hooked away. Paul with a header. O'Brien almost latched onto it. Now Kakaris settling it for Manly. And I already mentioned Jake Rose, tonight's centre referee. Shout out to the other members of the third team. That's Lara Hogan, the assistant nearest to us. Sean Lacey, the assistant on the far side. And tonight's fourth official, Daniel Kornowski. I think it's near young Daniel, the fourth official. I think I could see Grant Lynch's dad Steve, taking photographs, as he's done pretty much ever since his son joined Blacktown City. So keep an eye. If you're of a Blacktown persuasion, keep an eye out for those on Blacktown City socials over the coming days. Falder. And got a bit of help from Paul, so now Falder in a decent crossing position. Kakaris is the closest to it for Manly. They'll retrieve it on the side nearest to us. One-on-one with Bernie. Bernie sticks to his task well and blocks the cross. Shout out to Mike, who's just asked me on Twitter, who am I barracking for? Excuse me, Mike. I'm a member of the media. I'm a professional, so I am completely neutral this evening. I wonder why someone would ask me that question. Anyway, Bambouche, left side of the box, and he might get a second attempt to get it towards one of his teammates, or maybe even do it all himself. Belcardi is in the mixer there. Connor Rose finding Kakaris. Now Pires. Kakaris with the header, and it might be a chance. It is a chance for Manly, and Bambouche reaching, prodding it over the crossbar. So that was an inadvertent flick on from a Blacktown defender. It nearly set it up for Blake Bambouche. He spent time overseas. He's back at the club where he played his junior football, looking to build on the goal he scored last month. His first grade goal for the club, if that makes sense. At Cromer Park, which helped the team secure a 1-1 draw with Sydney United 58. Header from Svilagoy. Now Gibbs out wide. I think that's Lynch, and Lynch uncharacteristic loose touch for the futsal Rooster. It goes out of play. Sean Paul with the long hurl. Now Hillier trying to use his body. I think you might see the tactic that Patrick Van Zwijker said. That might be they're trying to hit Kakaris at every possible opportunity. As Travis Major back doing the defending. It was actually a good tracking run. Because otherwise Jesse Pires might have had to play at that ball inside the Blacktown penalty area. Hillier helps it on, headed behind. So Kieran Paul showing a decent distance with that long throw a minute or so ago, but was thrown on the other side to him. So it will be Jesse Pires instead. Towards Bambouche, defended well by Bernie. And the ball towards the middle third of the field as Gibbs battles with Naganovic. Rose tries the flick. There's a scattered handball shouts, shall we say, across Landon Stadium. Now it's Blacktown on the move. Left side with Danny Choi, although he's cutting inside. And even Jake Rose has to be fleet of foot to get out of Choi's way. But now the turnover. And Bambouche with Rose in support, but the numbers favoured Blacktown. There it is. Another strong tackle. And another clean tackle. So the other midweek games in NPL Men's New South Wales for tonight is as Bambouche tries to hold off multiple defenders. Hillier, then Belcardi. Not much room, but he found enough room to cross, and he's won Manly's second corner of the evening. Yes, the other NPL men's games being played tonight, it's Western Sydney Wanderers versus Central Coast Mariners Academy. There's also Wollongong Wolves versus Sutherland Sharks, Marconi versus Sydney Olympic, Sydney United versus Northwest Sydney Spirit, Apia versus St George City, and St George FC versus Rockville. Kikeris aims at the far post, headed away by Major. And then up in the air from Maniti and Shabao. And Shabao's tackled by Aganovic. And Aganovic trying to run it almost all the way through. So he forces Shabao to scramble. And it's another corner kick for the visitors. Once again. It's a flatter delivery. It's not really cleared at the first time of asking. A couple of headers to take it out of the box. Now Pires with the acrobatics. And he sends the ball towards the Landon Stadium canteen. Just looking at the table, Blacktown in 4th. And with this top 6 final series, they are 4 points ahead of the 7th place St George City, but Mark Crittenden, not the man to have the team settling for anything less than the best, so Blacktown will be looking at that 7-point gap between them and the current league leaders Rockdale Illingdon, and seeing what they can do to close that gap over the next 12 rounds. For Manly, that's his good run of recent form. As I said, only 1 loss in the last 8 games. And that victory over RPL Leichhardt on Friday night. We're now in 9th place. 7 points off 6th place Sydney United 58. So they'll be thinking, especially considering recent results above the teams against the teams above them, they'll be thinking they're a good chance of making a late run at the finals place, the team from the Northern Beaches. Zach Svilagoy strong and heads it out of play. Bernie, short throw, Major. And then the header from Svilagoy. Major again. He crosses. Aganovic. Almost behind him, but he's done well to head it back for a throw-in instead of a corner. Major gets on with it very quickly. Gibbs hooks it over his head. That's easy for Levi K. And quickly, the 2 sets of substitutes. So, Blacktown coach Mark Crittenden, who can to hold that thought because there's a move on the left coming, and almost got all the way, I think, to Gibbs before it's cleared. But that Blacktown bench, the backup keeper is Caden Henderson. There's also Jaden Trenkowski, Mitch Malia, Martin Fernandez, and Julian Rodriguez. While for Blacktown, their backup keeper is Jay Coates, the others Joe Fox, Ben Coop, Stefan Vischer, Lachlan Bishop, who scored the winner in the under-20s game between these 2 teams last night, Manly winning by a goal to 0. On that bench, Stefano Rossello. Belcardi can't get a foot on it, goal kick. So we'll just double check that on the dribble up just to make sure there hasn't been a late change. But yes, Blacktown opting for only the 5 substitutes in this evening, while Manly have a maximum of 6 that they're allowed to select. Plays the ball, gets it back. Shabao's very deep. Nice shift of the body. And then it's a great pass to Joey Gibbs. Gibbs against Belcardi. And has Belcardi done enough? He has. Goal kick. By the way, I mentioned Manly players who used to play for Blacktown. Of course, it would be remiss of me not to mention the fact that Joey Gibbs once called Cromer Park home. So he's another player tonight playing against his former club. K, and that's intercepted. Nice touch off the chest from Danny Choi. Shabao. Now Major Burney, first of many, many overlapping runs the young man will make this evening, I'm sure. And Jack O'Brien didn't drop quickly enough. Broken up by Pires. Pires again. He's quick enough to get it to Balder and play the 1-2. It opens up for Jesse Pires. He's got options either side. More scattered handball shouts. Jake Rose sees nothing wrong with that. We'll go on. Troy plays it back to Maniti. Berry wide to Bernie. Bernie, decent whip on that, and scissor kick doesn't work out. It might still result in a Blacktown chance. Svilagoy has had enough of that. I think, is that Joey Gibbs who lined up a spectacular off Tyron Bernie's cross. Or TJ, as he's, I think, more commonly known. That's what they're from Prendergast, just to...
Progress scores from around the grounds at Wanderers Football Park. It's half-time. Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Central Coast Mariners Academy 1. At Marconi, it's Marconi 0, Sydney Olympic 1. That game 17 minutes in. No score at Denzer Park, Sydney United 58-0, NWS Spirit 0. Also no score down in Wollongong, Wollongong Wolves 0, Sutherland Sharks 0. And 6 minutes gone at Lambert Park, Arpia 1 leading St George City 0.
In case I might still pick that up. Early goal for the defending premiers at Lambert Park. How great it is to see them back at Lambert Park instead of using Leichhardt Oval and on at least one occasion the athletic stadium at Sydney Olympic Park. They've already had success there. Lambert Park was the venue where RPL Leichhardt secured an Australia Cup round of 32 place in dramatic fashion in the Derby d'Italia, defeating Marconi Stallions 2-1 after extra time. Here's this Blacktown set piece. In-swinger. It's a decent ball. It breaks for Choi. Right-footed effort. Kay blocks it. Good positioning from the Manly shot stopper. It's away. You don't often see Danny Choi score with his right foot. It's good contact at time. Lynch. Left-footed cross, and Choi could have been free, but might have got either a little touch from Aganovic, or Aganovic's attempt to head it away just put Choi off there. It ends up in Levi Kay's gloves, and a little bit of a heart flutter for the folk from the Northern Beaches. Bumbache chasing that, and Berry doing what goalkeepers love, shielding the run, making it much easier for Tristan Prendergast. Ball forward, and I think Kieran Paul, Manly captain, very long time Manly player. Well, he was the favourite, but he's lost out, and there could be a big chance here, and it's the goal, the opening goal for Blacktown, and following in is Jack O'Brien. That is number 16 for the season. Very sweet for Blacktown City. They lead by 1-0 over Manly United.
Goal to Blacktown City, scored by number 8, Jack O'Brien. Moves to the equal lead of the goal scoring with number 16, Blacktown City 1. Manly United 0. Well done, Jack.
And Jack O'Brien. Mark Crittenden continuing to look like an absolute genius. I remember him as a midfielder, but it was the start of last season where Jack O'Brien was converted to a forward, and he has been absolutely banging in the goals over the last 2 seasons. Showed proper striker's instincts there. He was running in case the ball fell his way. The deflection off a defender really put it on a plate. Blacktown leading by 1-0. Now, a little bit awkward for Berry. And then Major lunging, can't reach it. Here's Saxon Hillier. Aganovich Might go back to the keeper. Blacktown did see that coming, so Gunovich turns forward, finds Kakaris. Kakaris takes a tumble, and will go on. Gibbs, good target forward work, finding Shabao. Now, look to find Choi, and off a touch from Paul. It does reach Danny Choi. Grant Lynch is already forward on the overlap. Choi going centrally. Gibbs. Then Gibbs outnumbered by those in blue jerseys. Now, flags up. Sean Lacey, assistant on the far side, raising that flag. And Bambashe has moved a little bit too early. Other goals flying in. Sydney Olympic have taken the lead at the Palace against Marconi Stallions. Sydney United 58 leading at Edensor Park against Spirit in that rematch of the 2022 Waratah Cup final. Spirit shocked Sydney United on this ground, actually. And also a rematch of that very recent Round 7 Australia Cup game. Round 7 Australia Cup qualifier, where Spirit beat Sydney United. Now, cut back, and Blacktown looking for two. Now Bernie has the support from Major, and Major flicks it up for himself, still alive. And then Choi intercepts the clearance. Here's Lynch, leaning back a little bit. That goes over. I think you can see just a little bit of fog starting to settle in here to Landon Stadium. One of the people who's been here a lot in winter, can get very foggy at times. I remember a Waratah Cup game many years ago between Blacktown and Hills United, the two teams who share this venue. And, the second half of that particular cup game was quite difficult to watch. In the end, I gave up on a seat in the stand and decided to go nearer the fence so I could see something. Let's hope that doesn't happen this evening, just for my sake, and especially for Josh, our camera operator tonight, who's got the hard job because he's out there in the cold while I'm in a very nice warm box. Let's hope the fog stays away. Major, the fling, early one towards Gibbs. And Gibbs trying to get the better of two defenders. Back heel, looking for Bernie. Gibbs still has it. Now Major to the far post. And there's a shot, and it's in! It's in from Grant Lynch. A spectacular effort. It's 2 goals in quick succession for the home side. Grant Lynch with the precision off a great cross from Travis Major. Blacktown leading Manly United by 2-0.
Goal to Blacktown City from the Footsaroo, number 5, Grant Lynch. Blacktown City 2 now leading Manly United 0.
Well, you can see why he's a futsalroo with technique like that. That was an incredibly awkward height for anyone to try and volley. You add in the acute angle, but Grant Lynch had Levi K standing still. And Blacktown in a very commanding position. 26 minutes played. Diagonal towards Bombashi, who cushions it for Kakaris. Hillier. Aganovich. K. The weaker left foot. That's height. Plenty of height on that one as well from Aganovich. Bombashi. It's Choi who plays it back to Lynch. And then back it goes to Prendergast. Anyway, just remembered, because I might as well treat all the players equally. Manly captain Kieran Paul, many years ago, he also played for Blacktown City. Now Choi breezing past 2 players, but not the third. Aganovich, he stopped the Choi run, but then he left a foot in there. It will be a free kick. Oh, lovely skill as Grant Lynch walks the tightrope. And sent 2 players for a hot dog, but it was broken up. And Bernie, well, that's a bit of a misplaced back pass. Kakaris is around the goalkeeper. How's his support? Kakaris one-on-one with Prendergast of all people. Now the keeper's got to scramble back, and those in white jerseys have done enough. You see Peter Kakaris so quick over the first 5 to 10 meters. And if Bernie wasn't already aware, there's a warning. With Kakaris on the prowl, got to be spot on with those passes back to the keeper. Spiligoy didn't like his forward options, goes back to Levi K. More scattered handball shouts, which are not heeded. Falder looking to turn his defender, does break for Bambouche, and then Bambouche was looking for Connor Rose. Falder Bambouche was looking for Falder, and Connor Rose accidentally got in the way. But now Bambouche, 3 plays in front of him. Wide it goes. Now Falder has the ball. He can run one-on-one with Grant Lynch. Can't squeeze the ball through. And Lynch, pressed by Paul. Right. Lynch plays it down the line. Falder with, don't see that often. 2 different signals coming from our match officials, but as they say, the ref's decision is final, so that will be a Blacktown throw-in.
Updated scores from around the grounds. Denzer Park at Sydney United 58-1 leading NWS Spirit 0. Down in Wollongong, it's Wollongong Wolves 1 leading Sutherland Sharks 0.
Troy, and it's out of reach for his teammates. Paul back to Kay. It's Gibbs pressing. Kay aims far side. Good distance on the header from Grant Lynch, and Spiligoy has his pocket picked by Jack O'Brien. Now Choi. Maniti switches play. Major's got the overlapping run coming from Bernie. Chabal. Hand up in apology to his teammates from Major. A slightly loose touch. Blacktown, of course, definitely with tails up, pressing high, and Chabal to the byline he goes after stealing possession. That should be Kieran Paul's. Paul, all he did was find Maniti, and Troy plays it to Lynch. Maniti again. Berry. That's Nick O'Brien, who returns the favour. Now Chabal. Pass blocked by Saxon Hillier. And then Connor Rose putting body on the line to stop the pass out from the back. Now Bambouche. There's a chance to run at the defence. And Bambouche left-footed. That's an excellent save from Tristan Prendergast. Actually, for both forward and goalkeeper, body weight going one way. Bambouche did enough to send it back the other way. It was going in, definitely going towards the bottom corner. And Tristan Prendergast, 2 strong hands to keep him out. So Kakaris with another flag kick. Bombache cast with putting off the goalkeeper. Flat delivery again, and Pires was rising. After all that, Manly corner, their 5th of the evening. Will try the other side, the grandstand side here at Langdon Stadium. A little crowd in front of Tristan Prendergast. Towards the near post, and Karras keeps it in for a second go. Another good cross, and another good defensive header. Belcardi leaves it for Kakaris. And Belcardi's drifted into a nice pocket of space. Cutback. Pires. Pires shoots. It's closed down immediately. And Blacktown or Chabal trying to start the counter, but it will be Manly who'll try again with the captain, Kieran Paul. Hillier. Kakaris. Blacktown know the threat. Kakaris getting doubled up on a lot of the time by those in white jerseys. Belcardi. Pires is overlapping, but Hillier runs at them. Now finds Pires and way too much in swing for his teammates. That will be a goal kick. At least the way I see things, not being quite as aggressive in their press, although now Connor Rose is going to step up and put pressure on Berry. Chabau with 2 quick exchanges of passes. Manidi gets involved as well. Now there's room for Lynch. And Choi. Sorry, that's not Danny Choi. They've swapped positions. I'll figure it out in a moment. Anyway, Bernie to Major. Tackle on the edge of the box. Kakaris will be a long run, and it's pretty good end result from that passage of play, all things considered, for Manly, defending on the edge of their own box. Kakaris quick enough to at least win them a throw somewhere near halfway, although it's going backwards, and now it's with Levi Kay. And now, Kay Preston, it's low, finding William Falder. Blacktown get reward for being proactive in the middle third. Now, is there the correct backspin on that to find Danny Choi? Well, I think it might have fallen for Blacktown's number 11 eventually, but it's good use of the body from Zach Spillerberg. Curling one towards Bombache. And Lara Hogan, assistant nearest to us, points the flag Blacktown's way. Ben Berry very confident. Once that ball came over the sideline, immediately pointing for a Blacktown throw. So he knew he defended that well. Belcardi brought down. It's illegally, according to the officials. Despite some consternation from those of the Manly persuasion. It's Spiligoy stands one up towards his captain. Paul's outnumbered on the far side of the field. And it's Folger breaking that passing revolt. Troy trying to play the killer pass towards Major, and Kay being the sweeper keeper now has got to hurry. First touch a little bit heavy, but he did his job. He stopped Major from running through 1-on-1. And he also prevented TJ Burney from potentially running towards an open goal. Major called for the infringement against Jesse Pearce. Restricted the space there. The press. And the throw. A little bit awkward from Beniti. He's done well, all things considered. A kind of backwards diagonal, but it was O'Brien, the player in space. And he finds Lynch. Lynch with the curl on it. Kay is up. And it's two confident gloves on that. And Levi Kay is named on the bench for last year's NPL Men's Team of the Year. He's been so valuable for the club ever since returning to Cromer Park after spending time at Sydney FC Academy. Come up with a lot of big saves. And considering he came in after came to the club back in 2023, for the start of the 2023 season. His first job was to battle for a place with Jack Greenwood, the keeper that took Manly to a grand final. Shows you how well he's done as Iganovic intercepts. Then Major. A good first touch and a better pass. O'Brien, the attempted shot on the turn. Spiligoy gets across in time. Blacktown corner coming up. Troy's the short option. That's where it goes. Back to Chabal. It's a decent move. Now Chabal left foot, and it's a great save from Kay. And is that a double save? It is. How on earth did Levi Kay pull that off? Off the first one, he was probably unsighted. Then he got enough of his body up quick enough after making the first save to make a miraculous second save. He's kept the score at 2-0. And now he's actually he's feeling a little bit sore. I think we may see the Manly physio come on. I'm just watching that on my screen. I'm looking at that on the YouTube stream. I still have no idea how Levi Kay did that. Ooh, that while he's almost lying down, I'm looking at it now, and he's got a strong right hand to it while falling over, and enough power behind his swat to get it over the bar. Incredible goalkeeping. He's got to be alert as the ball comes in low. A dummy as well, off Major's knee, I think. And still in the box, up for grabs. Chabal. Didn't quite rotate the hips in time. Difficult technique, to be fair. He's actually stepped in. He'll claim that was a pass. Now, outside of the foot cross, Hillier heads away. Chabal. Look pass. That's what it looked like. Doesn't work out. And Manly need kind of something to slow down this Blacktown momentum, but Blacktown are definitely in the mood. And here's Choi. He looks for his options, and then quite on the same wavelength.
Updated scores from around the ground. 60 minutes gone at Wanderers Football Park. Western Sydney Wanderers 2, Central Coast Mariners 2. 41 minutes gone, Marconi 0, trailing Sydney Olympic 1. 44 minutes gone, Sydney United 58-1, leading Spirit 0. Approaching half-time in Wollongong, Wollongong 1, leading Sutherland 0. 30 minutes gone at Lambert Park, Arpia 3, leading St George City 0. And the late game that just kicked off, St George FC 0, Rockdale Ellington 0. There is scores from around the grounds.
Well, as you may have heard on the PA, courtesy of Will Gottis, Arpia with quite the reaction after losing to Manly on Friday night. 3 goals up already after about half an hour again. 3 goals up against St George City. That's looking like tough scenes for Mirko Ural at Lambert Park. O'Brien with the header forward. Maniti, little dink towards Choi. Choi turning away from Falder. Now, Choi might almost look for a moment like he was going to take on that deflection and run all the way through. There's a good touch from Ben Berry to stop that Manly through ball. That's a nice first-time ball, and Danny Choi's got a lot of room and an option in the middle. Yeah, he perhaps could have run it into the box himself. Choi was unselfish, looking for O'Brien, and they have snuffed out the danger for now. Gunovich, it's going to be over Bumbache. Header from Ben Berry. Belcardi for Manly, drops for Connor Rose. And Connor Rose will try the long-range effort. Nothing to trouble Tristan Prendergast. Now, I'm going to need the binoculars, I think, to see what Daniel Konofsky is signaling for first half time added on. Well, I don't, because it's half time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's half time here at Manly Stadium. Blacktown City 2 leading Man United 0. Goals in the first half. Jack O'Brien with an equal leading 16th of the season. Blacktown the lead. Advantage made it 2-0 in the first half. Half time here at Manly Stadium. Blacktown City 2 leading Man United 0.
So wrapping this up, an exciting 45 minutes of football, especially if you support Blacktown. Goals from Jack O'Brien and Grant Lynch have Blacktown City in a commanding position, leading 2-0 over Manly United as the teams head to the dressing sheds. This is Eric Subihano with the commentary for the Football News FL's YouTube page. We'll take a break of about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be back for second half action.
Blacktown City round 20 action will travel away this weekend, taking on Wollongong Wolves. Saturday kick-off 6:30 p.m. Don't forget the big clash. Back to Blacktown, round 21. Sunday the 23rd of June, 3 p.m. They pass the players. We encourage you to tell all your family and friends to get along to that one, taking on league leaders at the moment, Rockdale Ellington. Back to Blacktown, round 21. Our next home game, Sunday the 23rd of June, 3 p.m. kick-off. Blacktown City would like to thank their sponsors for the support, continued great support of this club in season 2024. Principal partner Walker, in conjunction with our corporate sponsors Landon Homes, Memento Hospitality, Sinorama Blacktown, Blacktown Council, Retriever Towing, Blacktown Workers, Sets AV, Connex, MST Financial, Then Projects, Eagle Development, Philo, Boys in the Box, Not to Forget, Dentivision, Exotic Nurseries, Sydney Tile Gallery, Access Fire Protection, SWA 99.9 FM, Blacktown News, Alive 90.5, sponsors who support your great club. Thank you. Sydney Olympic 2. Sydney United 58-1. Leading NWS Spirit 0. Wollongong 1. Leading Southern Sharks 0. Approaching half-time. RPF 3. Leading St George City 1 at 28 minutes gone. St George FC 0. Rockdale Illingdon 0. And 72 minutes gone at Wanderers Football Park. It's Western Sydney Wanderers 2. Central Coast Mariners Academy 3. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back your Blacktown City and Man United for the commencement of the second half. If we could have all the kids off the field, please. As kick off to the second half, only moments away. Thank you.
Welcome back to Football New South Wales coverage of the 2024 NPL Men's New South Wales season. It's a case of so far so good for tonight's host, Blacktown City, leading by 2-0 over Manly United, courtesy of a goal from Jack O'Brien, his 16th of the season, that draws him level, at least for now, with Alec Kudryshevsky of Rockdale. Blacktown's second goal coming from Grant Lynch, with a great assist from Travis Major. Didn't see any activity from Daniel Kornovsky. Tonight's fourth official, so we can assume, at least for now, that the two teams are as they were to begin the contest. We'll just scan, a quick scan and see who's out there. I'm pretty confident that Manly, at least, their head coach Patrick Stansvik, he has not made any changes at halftime. Given the game situation, would be a little bit surprised if Mark Crittenden had made any changes after what was a successful opening 45 minutes. But there we go. I'm wrong already, and not for the first time this evening, or the last. Because, yes, that's right. I got the 39 confused with a 29. So Patrick Stansvik has made a substitution. At the break, number 39, Stefano Rossello, the man who scored the opening goal of Manly's first grade season in round one at Cromer Park when Manly United defeated St George FC by 3-0. Stefano Rossello is replacing William Faldo. Now Choi from an acute angle doesn't beat Levi K.
Half-time substitution for Man United, going off number 29, William Faldo. His replacement, number 39, Stefano Rossello.
Here we are looking towards Bumbache. Plays it. He's looking for the new man, Rossello. Rossello's run beyond Kakaris, and that's who Kakaris is trying to find. Kakaris has a second go. And that will be a Blacktown throw. So a reminder of the two lineups out there. Firstly, for the hosts, Blacktown, In goal, number 1, Tristan Prendergast. 4 at the back, from left to right, number 5, Grant Lynch. Number 18, Nicholas O'Brien. Number 16, Ben Berry. And number 12, TJ Burney. It's the back heel there. And Bumbershay trying to spin away from multiple players. Gets the deflection and wins Manly's 6th corner of the game. The rest of that Blacktown lineup. In central midfield, number 10, the captain, Mario Chabau. And number 22, Jacob Maniti. On the left, number 11, Danny Choi. On the right, number 7, Travis Major. And the 2 up top, number 8, Jack O'Brien. And number 23, Joey Gibbs. First, we'll do the Manly. I will remind you of the Manly lineup that's out there as well. But first, this corner from Saxon Hillier. Goes far post. That's the header. A flick from Lynch. Svilagoy looking to retrieve. In fact, he's actually looking to shepherd so he can take this throw. So Manly's lineup, okay, taking into account the halftime change. In goal for them, number 1, Levi Kay. 4 at the back, from left to right, number 4, Jesse Perez. Number 19, Alan Naganovic. Number 3, Zach Svilagoy. And number 2, the captain, Kieran Paul. In central midfield, number 6, Saxon Hillier. And number 45, Bilal Belkadi. As that goes out of play. The band of 3 attacking midfielders. On the left, number 7, Peter Kakaris. On the right, number 11, Connor Rose. And in the centre, number 39, Stefan Orsello. And furthest forward for Manly is number 22, Blake Bumbershay. Good ball by Lynch, and then O'Brien is a little bit off balance as he tried to deliver into the middle, so it falls into Levi Kay's gloves. Of course, as would be suggested by the fact that there is a midweek round, these two teams quite busy. Blacktown backing up from Saturday's defeat to the Sutherland Sharks. Everything going well for them so far. And then, as whatever happens tonight, Blacktown will have to recover quickly, because in 3 days' time, they got what would be their longest away trip of the season. Wollongong Wolves away, as former Wollongong player Bilal Belkadi steps in, and now it's Bumbershay looking for options. He delivers, and that's going to be way out of reach for Kakaris. Yeah, in 3 days' time, I suspect that Mark Crittenden would do some kind of rotation between the squad for tonight and however he chooses to line up when they play Wollongong away on Saturday, 6:30 p.m. kickoff, that is. And then after that Wollongong game, well done to Football New South Wales for promoting back to Blacktown Day, as Travis Major overcooks the return ball to Danny Choi. Good idea, though, from Blacktown's number 7. Yes, back to Blacktown Day, a chance for such a historic club to celebrate all the people over the decades that have made the club what it is today. Back to Blacktown Day, coinciding with a massive game on Sunday the 23rd, when they host the current league leaders, Rockdale Illingdon. So that'll be one you won't want to miss. And like every game in the NPL Men's New South Wales competition, available to view free of charge on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Chabau. And pocket of space there for Gibbs. Now Major. Menidi finds Troy. Lynch starts the forward run to support. Now it's with Lynch as Major runs beyond. Here's Gibbs. Gibbs is stopped by Svilagoy. Svilagoy aiming for Bumbershay. Menidi's sharp enough, getting to the second ball ahead of Rosello. Of course, with Blacktown being a round of 32 qualify for this year's Australia Cup, those games are just going to keep on coming. It's always exciting to see who our clubs NPL New South Wales clubs or Football New South Wales Leagues clubs if they make it that far. Always exciting to see whether they have interstate trips or A-League opposition. And of course, because Blacktown made the main draw for the Australia Cup, they also have qualified for the Waratah Cup semi-finals. And I can't remember who they drew in the semis, but RP at home. Oh, yeah. Thanks to Will Gotsis. Blacktown, whenever that Waratah Cup semi is played, they'll be hosting RP Leichhardt here at Landon Stadium. Rose with a look over the shoulder, and so Nick O'Brien steals in there ahead of Connor Rose. So that would mean that the other Waratah Cup semi-final, I think it's Rockdale hosting Northwest Sydney Spirit. Thanks, Will. Maniti. Oh, good curl and dip on that to find Shabao, who's drifted out wide. Lynch is providing the supporting run once again, but Shabao cuts inside. Couldn't shake off Kieran Paul, and Hillier gets in the way of his crossfield pass. Bernie. That's good quick feet. Then he shoots, and it's over. It's the big net behind Levi K's goal. For Manly, I think potentially this midweek round has come at a somewhat convenient time for them compared to some other teams in this league. They've had a day more rest than Blacktown have. They played and beat RPL Leichhardt on Friday night, of course, at Cromer Park. And their next game is on Sunday, but one of the toughest tasks in NPL men's. They're away at Rockdale on Sunday the 16th. That's a 3 p.m. kickoff. And our good friend Tony Salerno will be on the commentary for that game from the London Sports Centre. By the way, on Saturday's Wollongong Wolves versus Blacktown City game, that'll be called by a man who's great with a saxophone, Thomas Phillips. Now that's going to be a Manly free kick. And a bit of a sore one for whoever that was. It could be Bambashe, is it? But whoever it was, not short of motivation to get up quickly. Manly, potentially with a chance to get back into the contest. 54 minutes played, Blacktown leading by 2-0. Kakaris, presumably in-swinging set piece coming up. Blacktown leaving 2 up as they defended for any potential counters. It's high to the far post, but it's also very straightforward for Prendergast. And he gets on with it. Didn't take too long before rolling it out to a teammate. Nick O'Brien, and then back to Lynch. Jacob Manidi stepping in that space between defenders while Nick O'Brien was out wide. It's a good positional sense. And then Major. Nice ball. And there's white shirts forward here, including Shabao. And it's scooped up and over. And that was a great move. It shows you just how dangerous Blacktown are. They had the ball just outside their own penalty area. Nothing that looked too threatening, but it only took a couple of passes, and suddenly Manly was scrambling, and there were runners coming in from everywhere. Now Kay's under pressure, aiming for Kieran Paul. The flick finds Connor Rose. And Rose followed all the way by Nick O'Brien, but Rose has gotten past Nick O'Brien. He's got options, but it overruns it slightly. Who does it break for? Breaks for Paul. And he's got an option, which is Bambashe. He's got a sprint to keep it in. He does. And the ball, it's Kakaris in there, but the contact wasn't enough to trouble Prendergast. Another way. Goals galore for the People's Champion Nicholas Kutniak to call in his game at Wanderers Football Park. Mariners have scored a 4th. They lead the Wanderers 4-2. Now Choi on the edge of the box. And Belcardi strong in the challenge, as he always is. Elsewhere, it's 1-1 in what I'd like to call the Princess Highway Plate. Wollongong Wolves versus Sutherland Sharks. And Sydney Olympic leading Marconi by 2-0. As Major digs one out. Here's Joey Gibbs. Kieran Paul steps in just in time at the expense of a corner. I think that's Blacktown's third of the game. So at Adensa Park, Sydney United 58 still leading Northwest Sydney Spirit by a goal to nil. Half-time at Lambert Park, RPL Leichhardt leading St George City by 3 goals to 1. And in one of the Illingdon Sports Centre derbies in this competition, St George FC 0, Rockdale Illingdon 2. The variation on the corner to Choi. He drills it straight into Connor Rose, and then Svilagoy, well, I think he had runners. Instead, it'll be Bernie retrieving that for Blacktown, and then can't build anything from that, but at least they can all get back into their defensive shape. By the way, I suppose in case anyone's interested, because we love going around the grounds here on Football New South Wales, there's a couple of League One men's games being played tonight at the Bonnyrigg Sports Club. It's Bonnyrigg White Eagles 0, Northern Tigers 2. And hold that thought as the flick on breaks for Rossello. What are his options? He looks for Rose. And who's the touch off last? It's off Rose. Goal kick. The other League One men's game being played this evening, Dunbar Rovers 0, Nepean FC 2. Shout out to Dave. Massive Blacktown City fan. He's watching it at home. And as you'd expect from someone who's a massive Blacktown City fan, he's really enjoying what he's seen so far from his team. Now, see a couple of players jogging back towards the Manly bench, so Patrick Svanswijk might be about to make some more changes. Nice ball from Lynch down the line. And then Svilagoy pinged for the free kick. By the way, I'll try and keep one eye on that Manly technical area. I think one of their substitutes is getting some last-minute instructions. And Zach Svilagoy, I believe, is the first player into Jake Rose's notebook for this evening. Set piece for the home side. Everyone back for Manly, except Kakaris, who's hanging on the edge of the box. O'Brien delivers. Great flat delivery. Corner kick.
Progress scores from around the grounds approaching full time at Wanderers Football Park. Western Sydney Wanderers 3, trailing Central Coast Mariners 4. Wollongong Wolves 2, leading Sutherland Sharks 1. Sydney Olympic 2, leading Marconi Stallions 0.
Short corner for Blacktown.
58 FC
Choi.
2, leading Spirit.
He swings it in.
FC
Safe
0.
hands.
Half-time, Arpia 3,
Levi
leading
Kay.
St George City 1.
Kay.
Approaching
Let's
half-time,
go direct.
Rockdale 2,
Kakaris
leading
is up
St George
there.
FC.
3 plays back for Blacktown. And the header is up for grabs. Breaks for Grant Lynch. That's sort of the foot pass, and it works for Major. What a great pass that was from Nick O'Brien. Major against Paul. And cuts it back. Finds Aganovich. There's O'Brien. Safer pass. Back to Tristan Prendergast. Time to get the binoculars out. I think Manly are going to make a double substitute. So, one of my more awkward commentary experiences is the flag is going to go up from Sean Lacey. And double sub coming up. I see a 9, which is Ben Coop. Thanks. Will got this on the money as always. Is that 8 Joe Fox? I think so. I'll keep looking. Yeah, 8 and 9. Joe Fox and Ben Coop about to come on. Connor Rose, one of the players to make way. The other one, number 2, Kieran Paul. So, maybe a change in approach, I think, from Patrick Vanswijk as Ben Coop immediately heads into the attack.
Double substitution for Manly United. Going off number 11, Connor Rose. Number 2, the captain, Kieran Paul. Replaced by number 9, Ben Coop. Number 8, Joe Fox.
Joe Fox will add numbers in the centre of midfield. Ben Coop is a forward. They've also taken off Kieran Paul, one of the defenders. Wonder if this means Patrick Vanswijk's going to a back 3. We'll see how this plays out. But firstly, Kakeris 1-on-1. And the touch, great tackle. That great sliding tackle to play it off the attacker and win the goal kick. So it's 3 subs made by Patrick Vanswijk, the Manly coach. You can make 2 more, in fact. Blacktown's already made a substitution. Oh, is he? No, that's Joey Gibbs, my apologies. But I think they're about to. Gibbs back to Lynch. Major, who's on the left-hand side, so Mark Crittenden's voiced keeping Manly on their toes. There he goes. Okay, stay on your toes. I think we will got to said that's going to be Mitch Malia. So yes, very familiar figure at the club and around the league, of course. It's so great that that retirement he announced a couple of years ago turned out not to be the case.
Double substitution for Blacktown City, going off number 11, Danny Choi. And number 16, Ben Berry. Replaced by number 14, Mitchell Malia.
So Mitch Malia, number 14.
Number 3, Jaden Trenkowski.
For Blacktown, and so is number 3, Jaden Trenkowski. So I see Trenkowski going to his usual left-back slot. Grant Lynch now at central defence to replace the gap left by Ben Berry. And speaking of the gap, Travis Major might have found one on the left-hand side, and Trenkowski immediately getting involved on the overlap as Belcardi, who's taken over the Manly armband after Kieran Paul's substitution. He makes a nice tackle. Bambashay, and Rossello's got something to chase here. Rossello gets the touch. Ben Coop is after this loose ball, but it's not loose for long because of Tristan Prendergast. And that runs out. Keep an eye out, of course, for the match report for this game. It should be out later this evening. Shout out, as always, to the man they call the Greek god of football, New South Wales, Mark Stavroulakis, whose tireless work in organising the commentators, getting all these match reports up on the socials quickly. It's an extra difficult task. 7 games on a Wednesday night. All those reports will be up. I presume they'd all be up tonight. You won't have to wait till tomorrow morning if you want to read a review of tonight's action. Not just for this one, of course, for any of the 7 games in NPL men's being played this evening. Here's Manly's 7th corner. Once again, it's Kakeris with the dead ball. And good header, I think, from Major. There's the shot. And that's not going to trouble the Blacktown goal. Mitch Marley is on, replacing Danny Choi. So left footer for left footer, but still offering something a little bit different. Fresh legs for the Blacktown attack, if nothing else. And there's a challenge facing Manly as they look to try and get something out of tonight's midweek trip to the West. Blacktown still have plenty of attacking talent out there, and it's attacking talent that likes to move around and switch positions. Van Kook won't keep a hold of that. We're just about midway through the second half. If you've just joined us, Eric Subihano with the commentary here from Landon Stadium. Blacktown City leading Manly United by 2-0 in round 19 NPL Men's New South Wales action. Both goals came in the first half. Jack O'Brien with the opener and Grant Lynch with the second goal for the hosts. Prendergast will go for distance off the goal kick. Towards Major once again. And the throw goes up Blacktown's way. So, Blacktown now, they made 2 subs. Remaining on their bench, Martin Fernandez, Julian Rodriguez, and the backup keeper, Caden Henderson. Manly United have made 3 of their subs, so they could make another 2 from the 3 available names, or 3 names remaining on the bench, who are Stefan Bisher, Lachlan Bishop, and the backup keeper, Jay Coates. Now Kakaris gives past the challenge, and he goes from distance, and that's over.
Full time at Wanderers Football Park, Central Coast Mariners 5 have defeated Western Sydney Wanderers 3. Sydney United 58 now leading Spirit FC 3-0. And Apia 4 leading St George City 1.
Well, Mike should have picked that up. The first full-time score of the evening for this competition from Rudy Hill. Wanderers 3, Central Coast Mariners 5. And it's not just 8 goals. There was a red card as well as I look at my live score app. Plenty of action for Nicholas Kutniak to call. And because it's Philippines Independence Day, shout out to my Filipino brother Chester Ferrer, who was with the camera, doing the camera work, and he had a lot to keep track of there. 8 goals and a red card. Yes, well. Yes. Oh. Given what today is, a mid-80 goal would be quite nice for us. Actually, his sister Chantel is back from suspension, so she should play this weekend. That's even better. Jacob Menedi's sister Chantel playing for Blacktown Spartans. I think she's the women's first grade captain there. Jake Rose whistles. Oh, they're going to stand it up for Major, and it spins for Levi K. Tough scenes for St George City in their away game against RPL Leichhardt at Lambert Park, down 4-1 and also copping a red card. And about 35 minutes still to play there. Wollongong Wolves have just taken the lead again. So they're leading by 2-1 over Sutherland Sharks. Back to this game. Lynch right on the money for Trenkowski. Nice cushion header back to Major. There's a little bit of room for Major, and he'll take it all the way into the box. Puts enough pressure on them for Svilagoy to play it behind. Corner kick. Quickly looking ahead to Manly's upcoming games. Yep, they've got Rockdale away on Sunday, and then it's back to Friday night home games. So that Friday night home slot so beloved by the folk on the northern beaches, and they really missed those Friday night home games, not having them last year, but they're enjoying them. And on Friday the 21st, Manly United will host Central Coast Mariners at Cromer Park. There's the corner. Some header out. Chabal moves it back to Jack O'Brien. Flick on from Lynch, and then there's the header. Lynch, can he keep it in? He does not. Sean Lacey raising the flag to indicate that the ball had run out first. Billy Boy. There's certainly enough time left that a Manly goal would make things interesting over the remaining 19 minutes or so plus stoppage time. So Blacktown City continuing the press. Start again with the keeper, and then Aganovich. Diagonal towards Belcardi. Bambashe. Bambashe wins the free kick. So it does look like Belcardi is the overlapping right back replacement for Kieran Paul, who was substituted not too long ago. Also taking over the armband. Rossello, first time pass, round the corner for Bambashe. And puts it up into the night sky. Header from Lynch. Chabal, neat flick, got rid of Fox, but not Belcardi. And then Blacktown possession with Major. Work back to Prendergast. He goes long. Good header from Pires. And Jesse Pires, a man, not the tallest man, but generally good for at least one headed goal for set piece every year. He does have a great vertical leap. Header works out for Blacktown. The give and go. He's Jack O'Brien. He cuts it back. Only finds his fellow number 8, Joseph Fox. Now Rossello tried the switch. Put it behind his teammate, and it goes into the fence. So much NPL men's New South Wales action this week, so there's quite a number of teams in this comp who've got to back up 4 games on the Saturday, because 5 games in this competition on Saturday the 15th, starting at 5 p.m. Sydney Olympic hosting Sutherland Sharks. That'll be called by the commentator Nicholas Kutniak calls Pretty Boy, and that is Alexander Molchanov. I prefer the nickname the Russian Simon Hill, but they're both good. And at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, the man to my right in the box, Will Gotsis, he'll be braving the cold at the Arctic Circle, calling Northwest Sydney Spirit versus Western Sydney Wanderers. And at 6:30 p.m., as I said earlier, down on the south coast, Wollongong Wolves versus Blacktown City, called by Sax boy Thomas Phillips. I'll be at Illington Sports Centre for the derby, the St George Derby, at 7 p.m. St George City versus St George FC hosting St George City. Yeah, looking forward to that one. Always a good game, the St George Derby. And then the other 7 p.m. Saturday game here at Landon Stadium, Hills United versus Sydney United 58, called by the People's Champion Nicholas Kutniak. Then 3 NPL men's games on Sunday the 16th, as I said earlier, at Illington Sports Centre, a venue that gets an insane amount of use in NPL men's this season, with St George FC, Rockdale and Sydney FC using it as their home venues. Oh, great quick feed, and then there's Joe Fox. Joe Fox, who found himself on the edge of this box. A trickery to make space for the shot, and he sends it not too far over the crossbar. Manly getting ready for their 4th substitution. After this, they'll have 1 sub window available. I see the tall figure of Stefan Vischer. Yeah, that's going to be Stefan Vischer replacing number 6 Saxon Hillier. So that's forward on for a midfielder. So Patrick Svanswijk perhaps in kitchen sink territory.
Substitution for Man United. Going off number 6 Saxon Hillier, replaced by number 14 Stefan Vischer. And for Blacktown City,
22 Jacob Benetti.
Going off number 22 Jacob Benetti, his replacement number 17 Marty Fernandez.
That was a tricky one for the media, and both teams make subs at the same time as Coop. The overhead, but ends up being rather comfortable for Tristan Prendergast. Now, for Blacktown, Martin Fernandez coming on for Jacob Manidi. Looks, I think that would be more or less a straight swap in midfield. Or actually, no, because Jack O'Brien's gone deeper alongside Mario Chabal. And Martin Fernandez is in the Blacktown attack, looking to try and get Blacktown's third goal of the evening. Now going long towards Vischer and needs the header from Prendergast. And here's Bumbache, Kakeris overlapping. And back to Fox. Look at this Manly setup. So Joe Fox, one of the holding midfielder in front of that. Presumably back four, although the fullbacks, Pires and Belcardi, will try to get forward at every opportunity in the closing stages. Rossello and Kakeris look like two very attacking midfielders in the front. It's a front three of Coop, Bumbache, and this man heading the ball, Stefan Vischer. Back to Kakeris. Kakeris closed down. That Manly still trying to work it on the edge of the box. Fox sweeping it up. Back to Oganovic. He might have run into a bit of trouble here. Potential counter for Blacktown. And there's a free player through the middle here, but it doesn't get to Jack O'Brien. And now O'Brien is feeling a bit sore, so Jake Rose is going to stop the play. Jack O'Brien requiring a bit of treatment. Doesn't look super serious. Bill Belcardi, I think, just checking to see that O'Brien's okay. From the body language from everyone on the scene looks relatively positive. So fingers crossed. You hate to see injuries, so fingers crossed.
Ladies and gentlemen, just while we have a break and play, we'll run through tonight's scores for you. Wanderers Football Park, it was victory to Central Coast Mariners, 5 goals to 3 over Western Sydney Wanderers. At Adenza Park, it's Sydney United 58-3, leading NWS Spirit 0. In Wollongong, it's Wollongong 2, leading Sutherland Sharks 1. At Lambert Park, Arpia 4, leading St George City 1. At the Illingdon Sports Centre, it's St George FC 0, trailing Rockdale Illingdon 2. And at Bosley Park, I believe, there's just been a goal, so Sydney Olympic 3 now leading Marconi Stallions 0. The scores from around the grounds. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, round 20 this Saturday continues for your Blacktown City as we travel away to Wollongong. 6:30 kickoff if you can't get down there to support the boys. Don't forget the game's live streamed on Football New South Wales YouTube channel. And make sure you get back here to Landon Stadium, round 21, Sunday 3 p.m.
It's Blacktown on the move.
23rd of June, back to Blacktown Day.
Got this, but I might have to. Quick feed from Fernandez.
So tell your friends, tell your family. Big
Pires
crowd
now
expected, and
runs it
hopefully
away
to cheer the boys on to a great game against Rockdale. Back to Blacktown Day, round 21.
In front of the technical
Sunday
areas.
the 23rd of June, 3 p.m.
and that
kickoff.
is a Blacktown throw. By the way, just another example of how tireless Mark Stavroulakis, the Golden Greek, works. So just looking on socials, 3 goal clips from tonight already up on NPL New South Wales socials, including Grant Lynch's sensational volley, the second goal for Blacktown tonight. So thanks to you, Stav, once again. Chabal with the pass towards Major. And Major, a little shimmy onto the left foot. And I think that was Belcardi in the way. But anyway, it's cleared. Loops over Vischer. Lynch. And Lynch, the bounce just not favouring Major that time. Decent touch from Trenkowski. Chabal. Now room to turn for Fernandez. Pires leaning back. Got a foot in the way. He's done well. And he also wins the free kick. going back to the weekend's action on the Football New South Wales YouTube page for NPL Men's. As I said, yep. At Illington Sports Centre, for the Sunday, Illington Sports Centre, 3 p.m, Rockdale versus Manly, called by Tony Salerno. Up at Plume Park, Central Coast Mariners versus Sydney FC, Battle of the A-League Academies. It's at Plume Park, so naturally it's called by the voice of Central Coast football, Pete Pryor. And just quickly, the 3:30 p.m. Sunday kickoff. It's another Derby d'Italia, RPL Leichhardt versus Marconi Stallions. Prendergast were at that time in the game. Their keepers like to just run down as many seconds as they can. Prendergast waiting until he's really closed down before picking up the ball. Keepers love keeping a clean sheet, and Tristan Prendergast almost there. But they've still got a fair bit of defending to do as Rosella almost digs it out for Vischer. That's with Blacktown. Shabao. And nice pass. And a nice touch from Major. One-on-one with Belcardi. And the support is coming. Major prods it towards Fernandez. Almost run into each other's way. Trenkowski. Now forward as well. And then it's broken up by Joe Fox. Nick O'Brien, who wanted to go on a centre-back run. The pressure from Bishop made him go back.
Stadium is now Sydney Olympic 4 leading Marconi Stallions 0. From the Illington Sports Centre, it's also Rockdale 4 leading St George FC 0.
Goodness me, some of these scorelines tonight, that's a lot of goals for the Football New South Wales media team to keep track of. Back with Fox, now Pires. Well, Gotts doing the maths for me, 29 goals in tonight's 7 games. So as that ends up with Prendergast, so you can add to that last night's 4 goals between Sydney FC and Hill. So a 33 goal round. Yeah, not bad. Yes. And that's 33 as of now. And there's still time left in all the 7:30 p.m. kickoffs. And like the Lambert Park game was a 7:45 p.m. kickoff, and the Illington game was an 8 p.m. kickoff. So plenty of time for more goals. Vischer, the neat header. Rossello, outnumbered by the white jerseys. Shabao. Now Gibbs making the run ahead of Fernandez. Major charging one more time down the left-hand side. So Belcardi has to scramble back and defend. Here's the one-on-one situation. Belcardi wins the battle. Fox's diagonal broken up by Shabao. The back heel from Gibbs. Starting to open up in the closing stages. It's been a busy week. Shabao digs one out, flags up, so that wouldn't have counted anyway from Joey Gibbs. Just a measure of the strength of this Blacktown lineup. Thanks to whoever it was that put up that all-time top scorers board in the corporate box, because I did notice, actually recognized quite a few very current names on that board, so that played tonight. So you got Travis Major, the all-time leading scorer for Blacktown. Joey Gibbs, the second leading scorer. Mitch Marley on the field, he's number 6, and Danny Choi's number 9 on that list. So that's not bad indeed, Will. Oh, just really in the last week, so it's like they were waiting for me. Not really. It's just in time for back to Blacktown Day. That's what they're really doing it for. Yeah. As Fox trying to play it backwards pass, and then this is going to give Levi Kay something to chase out of his box. Kay, well, he's played it to Gibbs. He's going to have to hurry. Shabao. Kay back in the goal. Trenkowski. Outswinger, will that make its way to a teammate? No, Pires. Stop that going to the runner on the far side. I think that was Jack O'Brien. It will be a Blacktown throw. Decent run. And now the pass is good as well. Kay makes a fine stop. Who's the loose ball break for? Still alive in the box. O'Brien goes wide. That's Malia. And Malia, rode well by Pires. It's only a temporary reprieve. Blacktown are looking for a third goal. That would really seal it. Free play on the edge of the box. And slipped as he struck it, I think, Jack O'Brien. Simple save. Spiligoy going back to Kay. 88th minute, so one actually, well, we're gonna, is Levi Kay okay? No, Levi Kay's just doing a bootlace, I think. I hope. I don't want to see injuries. As Bambashe trying to make things a little bit more interesting and a bit more nervous for Blacktown in the closing stages. More good defending from the white jerseys. Now, Levi Kay living just about freely, and he might need to as Blacktown are on the move with Joey Gibbs. To the byline is Gibbs, and then that's actually well done by Levi Kay. Oh, look at that, all the space. Joe Fox, look over the shoulder, but no one was coming, so he might as well go forward. Rossello, back to Fox. He tries to switch things. Kakaris, and I think Kakaris will get to there ahead of two players. Oh, what are his options like? Marcel, oh no, that's Coop, and he shoots from range. Prendergast dived, but then I think drew his hands away from it. He realized it was going wide. Prendergast opting not to take any risks. Long, more traditional style goal kick, so to speak, towards halfway. Good jump from Major, Shabao. And then, a bit awkward for Sviligoy. He hooks it back over his head. That goes out to play. So be a good company, man. I'll talk about the other games coming up this weekend on the Football New South Wales YouTube page that I haven't mentioned yet. That's the round 16 of the NPL women's competition, and that's really tight amongst the top 9 places. So Sunday, 4:40 p.m. from the incredibly cold Northbridge Oval, it's Bulls FC Academy versus University of New South Wales. That's called by the professor, Melissa Muscat. And then there's 5 women's games at 5 p.m. on Sunday. What a game this will be. Sydney Olympic versus RPL Leichhardt, called by Will Constantinidis. There's also Manly United versus Northern Tigers. There's Sydney University versus Northwest Sydney Spirit, called by Annabelle Banfield. MacArthur Rams versus Football New South Wales Institute. And Blacktown Spartans versus Emerging Jets. Emerging Jets have won 2 in a row, as that's covered by Grant Lynch. Spartans versus Jets, called by Nicholas Kutniak.
Officials indicated there'll be 3 additional minutes of time added on, a minimum of 3 minutes.
Excellent board work from tonight's 4th official, Daniel Kornovsky. And the latest of the women's kickoffs on Sunday, 5:10 p.m. from the Arctic Circle. And the Serbian Martin Tyler, Nikola Pozda, calling the match of the round in women's. Gladesville Ravens versus Illawarra Stingrays, 2 teams in excellent form. And a bit of self-promotion, I'm calling the second-tier women's match of the round, League One women's. And my goodness, I've been looking forward to this. Sunday, 3:30 p.m. from Harry Denning Centre. It's Sutherland Strikers and their new star signing, Tori Toombeth, up against the league leaders, Hills United. I'm not ashamed to say I begged staff for that game, and I got it. So remember, kids, always got to ask for what you want. I don't want to make Hills angry, though, so I like them as well. But anyway, through ball from Major, and a combination of Belcardi and Aganovic will stop Shabao getting into the box. Belcardi curling ball forward. I think the slightest of flicks from Bambashe, and then Trenkoski, the fresh legs in defence. What Blacktown need. Is there time for one more goal? Looks like Malia to the byline, and it's off Kay's palm. Aganovic slams it away. Kakaris rides the challenge. And he's going to go on another run, taking on Fernandez. On the ball, and Rosello won't reach that. So Fox plays it up. Now, that's Gibbs. And Gibbs, safety pass, back to Lynch. Now to Trenkowski. Lynch calls one down the line. Bacardi's decent since switching over to right back. Another strong challenge as well. And will that open up for Coop? No, it does not. Lara Hogan has raised the flag. Coop started the run too early. So that's going to be pretty much it, you'd suspect. As Blacktown are going to head back to winning ways. There's certainly no incentive for Mark Crittenden's side to hurry up. Eventually, everyone steps forward. Tristan Prendergast will take this set piece, but he's almost there for that beloved clean sheet. There's the whistle from Jake Rose, and it's back to winning ways for Blacktown City. They've defeated Manly United by 2-0 in this 2022 Grand Final rematch. The 2 goals came in the first half. Jack O'Brien's 16th of the season sent the Pride of Western Sydney on their way, and a spectacular volley from Grant Lynch made it 2-0. That was the end of the scoring. For Blacktown City, it's time to recover as quickly as they can, get in the ice bars and do whatever else they need to do. Because in 3 days' time, they play Wollongong Wolves away. 6:30 p.m. kickoff. That'll be called by Thomas Phillips. Well, Manly's next game is on Sunday away to the league leaders, Rockdale Illendon. But for now, this is Eric Subihano signing off. We hope you've enjoyed our midweek coverage of NPL Men's New South Wales. We hope to see you soon on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. Take care, have plenty of good vibes, great coffee, sick tattoos, razzlers, and most of all, a happy Philippines Independence Day to mga kababayans. Thanks for your support. Maraming salamat po. See you next time.